comment. I'm a former teacher too, so proud of that. Well, I'm in Ottawa County often, and I love serving Ottawa County, and it's just been a great privilege. And as the local government officials know in this county, whether it's the city, whether it's the township, whether it's the county officials, school boards, I serve in a bipartisan way. And it's just great to have a colleague like State Representative Steve Arndt to join in that situation. It has just made our efforts even stronger to represent the people of Ottawa and Erie counties. I've never worked hard. I've been around a long time. And I've never worked harder in my life to serve the people, and I've never had more passion to do so. In fact, I will say I've had 9,952 consecutive votes over 31 years. Haven't missed a bill, a resolution, or amendment vote in all those years. I know some of you are wondering, does he have a life? Actually, I have a great life, and I love serving. It's a little bit of good luck, good health, and the fact that my wife and I had our children on Thursday and Friday nights when the legislature wasn't in session. So it's not all about me. Let me address a couple issues for now. There may be some questions later. And I guess if I was Ronald Reagan, I would say, Dr. Halliday, there you go again. You know, there's all kinds of groups and ratings and things. Let me just point to the fact that so far I believe there are 34 organizations that expressed an opinion on the 2nd Senate District race this year. 34. 33 of them have endorsed me, supporting me, including many of the ones that Representative Art mentioned. Bridging the gap between liberal and conservative, environmental and agriculture, labor and business, service organizations. So I think that speaks much more highly than perhaps a liberal think tank rating in Columbus. But let me say this. I take the issue of women's rights very seriously. And it is true that that rating was generated because I have a difference of opinion with that think tank on the issue of protecting innocent human life. And perhaps my opponent would just nod. As I understand the rating, and I have it right here with me, I got an approval on my vote on breast and cervical cancer. Don't have to say so. I'll be glad to share that with you if you'd like a copy. And the other one was on human trafficking. Now, I'll go further if we're not convinced yet. We've actually increased health care for women in this budget, but the money is being focused on federally qualified health centers, improved health care for women. We had 2 years ago in the budget the first ever funding for rape crisis centers in this state. We care about that traumatic crisis facing women. When I had a chance in the capital budget, we sponsored $800,000 for a domestic violence shelter to double the size so that women and children faced with those traumatic situations would have a place to go to be safe. So there are a lot of issues we can discuss. I enjoy doing that. Be glad to defend the record. But out of 9,952 votes, the only person who's agreed on every one of those, at least she says so, is my mom. And quite frankly, I think she stopped counting a few years ago. But maybe the most pronounced thing, and Dr. Halliday speaks of his work in mental health and addiction services, and I applaud that. But it's kind of interesting how the same organization whose members supply the mental health and addiction services for people throughout the state, next Thursday are going to name me their Legislator of the Year. The Ohio Council of Behavioral Health Services is going to name me Legislator of the Year next Thursday. And even despite that, I read on my opponent's website where he talks about Randy Gardner's deliberate destruction of our addiction and mental health systems. Deliberate destruction? I don't think they were saying that in Erie County about 2 hours ago, Representative, when we helped deliver a state grant that is going to be a regional grant. It's not just for Erie County, it's a regional grant, $500,000, and we partnered on that together. And that will help. It's a detox center in the Erie County Health Department, but it's going to be served regionally. Ottawa County will benefit. I looked at the sheriff, and we've worked on a number of issues too, and these are serious issues. They deserve serious answers. I love serving Ottawa County, and my career, if I'm given another 4 years, the next 4 years will be about 200 yards of a mile race. I'm going to leave it all on the track. I'm going to sprint to the finish line. I'm going to do everything I can, as I have done, for this great county. God bless. Thank you.